Occupational English Test. Listening Test. This test has 3 parts. In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you'll hear this sound. You'll have time to read the questions before you hear each extract, and you'll hear each extract once only. Complete your answers as you listen. At the end of the test, you'll have 2 minutes to check your answers. Part A. In this part of the test, you'll hear 2 different extracts. In each extract, a health professional is talking to a patient. For questions 1 to 24, complete the notes with information that you hear. Now, look at the notes for Extract 1. Extract 1, questions 1 to 12. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase that you hear. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Doctor, I've been quite concerned lately about my blood pressure. I noticed it was higher than usual during my last checkup, 166/80. Honestly, I had been slacking on taking my lisinopril regularly. I've corrected that, but I'm anxious about any damage it might have caused during that lapse.
It's good that you've restarted your medication. Fluctuations in blood pressure can indeed pose risks, but resuming your treatment is a significant first step. How have you been feeling overall? Any headaches, dizziness, or other unusual symptoms since then?
No, nothing like that. I feel fine physically, but it's the worry that maybe I've undone some of the good progress I had made. Besides the blood pressure issue, managing my diabetes is always on my mind. My last hemoglobin A1C was in the excellent range, thanks to the glyburide, but it's a constant balancing act with my diet and exercise.
You're doing well managing your diabetes. Keeping active and losing weight as you have is commendable. How about your diet? Have you made any recent changes or faced any particular challenges?
I've been trying to stick to a balanced diet, more plant-based, less processed food, and it's helped with the weight loss. But it's tough, especially being unemployed and on a tight budget. The job hunt is stressful. As a former project manager, I'm not used to being idle.
That does sound stressful. Unemployment can certainly add to your overall stress, which can indirectly affect your blood pressure and diabetes management. How are you coping with that stress? Do you have support from family or friends?
Yes, I do have support, which helps. But there's always this underlying worry about my health and job situation. Recently, I started walking more, about 3 miles a day when the weather allows. It clears my mind.
Walking is excellent for both your physical and mental health. Let's review some of your recent test results to ensure everything is on track. Your latest blood pressure readings are much better. Morning at 122/78, afternoon at 130/85, and evening at 118/76. These are within the normal range, which is great.
That's a relief to hear. And how about my other tests, like my blood sugar and cholesterol?
Your fasting blood glucose is stable at 98 milligrams per deciliter, and postprandial levels are well controlled at 140 milligrams after meals. Your lipid profile shows total cholesterol at 185 milligrams per deciliter, with LDL at 100 milligrams per deciliter, and HDL at 55 milligrams. Triglycerides are at 150 milligrams, which are slightly elevated but not alarming.
And my kidney and liver functions? I remember from my past experiences, they could be affected by my medications and conditions.
Your kidney function tests show a serum creatinine of 1.2 milligrams and an eGFR of 60 milliliters per min, 1.73 meters square, indicating mild impairment, likely related to your diabetes. It's something we'll continue to monitor closely. Liver function is normal with ALT at 30 ULO, AST at 28 ULO, and total bilirubin at 0.9 milligrams per deciliter.
Okay, that sounds manageable. What are the next steps then?
First, continue taking your medications regularly. I'll write 90-day refill to make it easier for you. We'll also schedule a follow-up in 3 months to monitor your blood pressure and kidney function. In the meantime, keep up with your walking and diet efforts.
Thank you, doctor. It's good to know exactly where things stand. What about my eyes? You mentioned a diabetic retinopathy exam.
Yes, that's scheduled for next month. It's crucial to monitor for any changes that diabetes might cause to your eyesight. We'll also do a routine eye exam to update your prescription if needed.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate your help and the thorough explanation of my results.
You're welcome. Remember, managing these conditions is a team effort. You're doing your part, and will continue to support you every step of the way. If you have any concerns before our next appointment, don't hesitate to contact us.
Extract 2, questions 13 to 24. For questions 13 to 24, complete the notes with a word or short phrase that you hear. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
I've been feeling pretty frustrated lately because of my health. I know my blood pressure has been up and down, and honestly, I haven't been doing much to help it. I stopped going to the gym 3 months ago, just felt too tired all the time, and got into a bit of a lazy routine.
I understand that can be challenging. How have you been feeling overall, aside from the blood pressure issues?
Well, I spend a lot of time in bed, just don't have the energy. I've tried to keep up with some light activities, but even that feels exhausting. And then there's the back pain I had a few weeks back. Thought it might be something serious, but it turned out to be a ligament issue, and it resolved on its own.
It's good to hear the back pain resolved. Now, about your blood pressure. How have you been monitoring it at home?
I check it occasionally. The readings have been high, sometimes hitting 150s over 80s. My doctor suggested starting on amlodipine recently, so I've been on that. I hope it helps.
It's important to keep monitoring that. Have you had any other recurring symptoms or issues lately?
Yeah, there's the postnasal drip. It's been causing me to cough a lot, especially at night when I'm trying to sleep. It's been quite bothersome.
I see. That can definitely affect your sleep. How about your diet and lifestyle? I recall you mentioned trying to manage better.
I do try, but it's tough. I sometimes grab fast food, though I know it's not the best for my blood pressure or kidney function. I mostly eat chicken, but yes, it's often processed, like chicken nuggets.
Diet can really impact both your blood pressure and kidney health. We'll need to keep an eye on that. Now, you mentioned your kidney function was around 50% the last time it was checked?
Yes, that's what the tests showed. They say it's medical renal disease. I've been trying to follow the guidelines to manage it, especially focusing on my blood pressure.
It's good that you're aware and taking steps. Have there been any other recent tests or procedures?
I had an echocardiogram done not too long ago, and they didn't find anything worrisome, which was a relief. I'm also scheduled for a colonoscopy soon, just had the labs done last Friday to prepare for that.
It's good to stay on top of these screenings, especially given your health history. Have you noticed any other changes or concerns?
Not really, just the general tiredness and occasional cough from the drip. It's more about managing what I already know and hoping there aren't any new surprises.
Understood. Let's go over some of your recent clinical values to see where things stand. Your blood pressure today was 145/85 millimeter Hg, which is slightly high. Your latest fasting blood glucose was 128 milligram, and your hemoglobin A1C is at 6.5%, which indicates relatively good diabetes management. Your BMI is 27.5, so it's in the overweight range, which could be contributing to the tiredness and blood pressure issues.
I figured the weight might be part of the problem. It's been hard to get motivated.
Yes, weight can impact energy levels and overall health significantly. Your serum creatinine is 1.9 milligrams per deciliter, which is elevated, and your eGFR is 45, indicating that your kidney function is consistent with moderate chronic kidney disease. Your cholesterol levels are also a bit high, with total cholesterol at 212 milligrams per deciliter, LDL at 130 milligrams, and triglycerides at 210 milligrams per deciliter.
So it sounds like there's a lot I need to work on.
Yes, but you're not alone in this. We'll work together on a plan to improve these areas. It will involve adjustments in medication, possibly enhancing the amlodipine if your blood pressure doesn't settle, and definitely more attention to your diet and physical activity levels. We'll also continue to monitor your kidney function closely to manage your renal disease effectively. Let's aim for regular follow-ups to keep track of your progress and make any necessary adjustments.
Thanks, doctor. I appreciate the clear breakdown. I know I need to make some changes, and it helps to understand exactly where things stand and what I can do about it.
Absolutely. We're here to support you every step of the way. Let's schedule your next appointment and we'll review everything again.